Hey everybody, hello. Come on in the room. It is Bahiyah Shabazz. I just want to jump on. I'm gonna tell you why. I recently had a conversation with someone, and the person asked my thoughts on the stimulus check. And I quickly thought about a TEDx that I did and some of the discussion that I had within that TEDx. And I'm gonna tell you this. Let me start out with a little story for you. When the first thing is, a lot of people do not realize that since the 1850s, that America has had approximately 47 recessions, one Great Depression, one Great Recession, and now COVID-19 recession. So a lot of people are clutching their pearls because we've had so much going on right now, and they feel as though this is coming to an end of the world. When I'm like, no, we've had recessions before. We've engaged in business cycles where we've gone up and down. And I remember in the early 1980s, when probably about 1981, somewhere around there, I kept asking my dad. I'll never forget. I kept asking my dad for money. At that age, young age, you feel as though I have some wants that I need to for you to take care of. Yeah. As my parent, you're taking care of my needs. You're providing shelter, clothing, food. We even do family activities in the neighborhood as well and support other families as well as local businesses. But I wanted to go to the candy store. I wanted those jelly shoes. I think I shared this before. I wanted that Huffy bike. I wanted it all. And I will never forget my dad pulling me to the side because apparently he got tired of me asking for money all the time. He pulled me to the side and he gave me $1. Again, this is during the recession, one of the recessions. It was in the early 1980s. He gave me $1. And he had a conversation with me about how grateful I should be to receive that $1. Now, again, I didn't know anything about a recession. My parents talked to me about things. They talked to me about how to save. They never talked to me about how to invest. And they definitely did not talk to me about the economy. So while I am asking my dad for all this money, he pulled me to the side. He gave me $1 and along with the speech. And in his speech, he said, you should be very fortunate to receive this $1 because there are a lot of children your age whose parents cannot give them this money. So make sure you spend it wisely. And I'm thinking to myself, I need to not only make sure I spend this $1 wisely, but I need to make sure it lasts as long as possible. And then he walked away, right? And of course, later I asked for more money. Not later that day, but and throughout my years, I've continued to I asked my dad for money. But when he gave me that money and he walked away, and I remember at that young age, I thought to myself, okay, I received $1 from my dad. I guess I'll go to the candy store and get some penny candy and nut chews and Chico sticks and peppermint sticks and all that stuff. But at the same time, I kind of felt a certain kind of way, like, did my dad just give me $1 to shut me up, like just enough to make me be quiet? And I say all that to say, that's how I kind of feel when it comes to the stimulus check, right? So I know that the stimulus check is very important right now for a lot of families who are struggling. But look how long, it's going on a year, and we've been asking for assistance. And I felt like that $1,200 that a lot of families received, and then that smack in the face $600 that a lot of families received. And now Biden administration is going back and forth with their $1.9 trillion stimulus package. And he wants to do what he promised the people and to provide $1,400 stimulus check to households. But they're revamping. I even read this morning, they're revamping again. And it's a possibility that they may streamline it even more, and not everyone is going to receive it. They want to make sure truly the families who are in need, families who may earn up to $50,000 may receive a check But if you're a head of household earning up to $75,000, you may receive a check. There are so many things that they're going through to talk about what the criteria is for an individual to receive it. But at the same time, I'm feeling like it's kind of like hush money. Like, let me give you this check every now and again, and so you can be quiet about it. I felt like back in the day, I'm talking to my dad, just asking during a recession. And he's like, here's $1. There are a lot of people who do not receive this. Make it last forever. It was like Keith Sweat in the background. Make it last forever. Okay, let me stay focused. So that's how I'm feeling about this stimulus check, that the government basically is saying, here you are. This is your hush money for a little bit. We're doing the best we can. Make it last forever. Oh, and by the way, stimulus check, hence stimulate the economy, because that's how we move forward, and make sure that, you know, the economy is doing well by the amount of goods and services you purchase every day. But in the meantime, you have the stimulus check that you're trying to make sure that you make ends meet. There are a lot of households who are back on their mortgage, their rent. I see lately so many lines just wrapped around a corner for days for the food bank. But at the same time, they want you to take this little check, be quiet about it. Oh, and by the way, stimulate the economy and go buy yourself something cute. So that's what I wanted to share, because I'm like, when somebody asks me what are my thoughts, I'm like, do you want me to give you my professional consulting thoughts that you know that I speak about often, or do you want me to keep it real, how I truly feel in my gut? Because every time I have this conversation, I just go back to the time when I was with my family, you know, growing up during a recession. Again, at that time, I had no idea it was recession, but I received my hush money, and now they're trying to give us hush money. So that's my 2 cents on how I feel about the stimulus check. And is it a bribe for us to be quiet and stimulate the economy, or is it for us to actually utilize the best we can and be efficient as possible with this little $1,400? I don't know. You do the math and you tell me. All right, I'll talk to you all later.